on my mind.
Is it on?
We should be on.
Oh, hang on, guys. We're going to start this show, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right. You think we're really on TV? Okay, here we go. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tom's Guitar Show. I'm Tom. They call me Guitar Tom because I'm often seen with a guitar, and I have a show on every week, Tuesdays at 6, with a rerun every Friday at 11. Channel 18, your neighborhood channel, and of course on the internets. So this is the Tom's Guitar Show Coffee House Special, coming to you live from Uptown Bill's Coffee House. And if you should, if you have nothing to do on a Tuesday evening, you could come on down and join the festivities in the corner of South Dubuque and Lafayette Streets, down by the tracks in Iowa City here. All right, so we're working out this little rehearsal thing here. We got the is it combined effort? Is that,
Yes.
Combined effort. This is a choir, and we're going to play some stuff together here to start the show out, and then and after that, who cares, right? Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah.
Wake up, little Susie, wake up. Wake up, little Susie, wake up. We both been sound asleep. Wake up, little Susie and me. The movie's over, it's 4 o'clock and we're in trouble deep. Wake up, little Susie, wake up, little Susie. Well, what are you gonna tell your mama? What are you gonna tell your pa? What are you gonna tell your friends when they say, ooh la la? Wake up, little Susie. Wake up, little Susie. Well, I told your mama that she'd be here by 10. Well, Susie, baby, looks like we goofed again. Wake up, little Susie. Wake up, little Susie. Well, what are you gonna tell your mama? Wake up, little Susie. Wake up. Wake up, little Susie. Wake up. The movie wasn't so hot. It didn't have much of a plot. We fell asleep, our gooses cooked, our reputation he shot. Wake up, little Susie. Wake up, little Susie. Well, what are you gonna tell your mama? What are you gonna tell your pa? What are you gonna tell your friends when they say, ooh la la? Wake up, little Susie. Wake up, little Susie.
All right. Let's see. We got this other one. I don't even know what page I'm on here. Oh, here we go. There we go. Must be the first page here. It's all right. That's 8 days a week. Let's see. I can't help falling in love. Problem with the darn guitar players, we can't turn pages very well. But okay.
Wise men say, only fools rushes, but I can't tell, falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. For I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. For I can't help falling in love with you.
Yeah, all right, okay. Okay, 8 days a week. Let's see, 8 days a week. Is this page? Okay.
8 days a week.
8 days a week. I'll follow you, 'cause
Ready? 2, 3, 4.
Blue, I need your love, babe. Yes, you know it's true. Oh, give me my love, babe, just like I need you. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. I ain't got nothing but love, babe. Ain't
good. Very thank you. Before you go, we have to sing happy birthday. I want everybody in the room, who's their birthday? Gretchen. Happy birthday to Gretchen. Everybody in the room. What do you think? Key to G. Happy birthday. Is that too higher? Happy birthday. Let's do it in G. Happy birthday. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gretchen. Happy birthday to you. I want to thank Combined Effort for
Combined Efforts Men's Choir.
the Combined Efforts Men's Choir. Thank you so much for coming on the show. You're going to be back. Well, you make the announcement.
Where?
You want to hear us Saturday.
If you'd like to hear us, we will be performing at a sock hop here for at the Machine Shed
At the country
Theater. Do you want me to make the announcement? I have absolutely no idea what I'm saying, but we're performing.
You could come up and say it, or here, have it here.
This is Combined Efforts Men's Choir, and they're performing again this medley of songs and a couple others at the Machine Shed Theater, which is located at the Country Camp. And it is this Saturday, starting at 7 o'clock. And they will also be joined by the dance troupe from Combined Efforts Theater. And thank you for having us sing with you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. We had to get somebody up who knew what they were talking about for that. I didn't know. Oh yeah, go ahead and take your. Hey, have this music stand too if you like. I don't take the whole thing.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you so much. All right. Where were you? Oh yeah, Tom's Guitar Show. Okay. Well, I'm going to do something else then. No.
So should we go after this?
I want to announce that I've had this digital looper that malfunctioned on me, but now it's working fine. So I'm going to try to use it again here. Thank you. So what I'm using is this little gray pedal on the floor is a looper, and if people who watch my show know that I loop a lot. I was morally opposed to looping in the old days. I saw Pierre Bensoussan, who's not exactly a household name. He's a kind of big-time fingerstyle guitar player. And anyway, he played a Loudon electric, acoustic guitar with a pickup in it, and I too played a Loudon, and he was nominally French, and I was once a French schoolboy, so many years ago I sat in the back steps of the Inn at Stone City, and we, before he played a concert, and we compared recipes for tarte aux fraises, or strawberry tart, which was a nice guy. But anyway, one day he came to Iowa City. He played at the Sanctuary of all places, because I thought he was big time, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with playing the Sanctuary, but I mean, I've played the Sanctuary. I mean, we're not just kind of, anyway. And he had a looper, and I thought, this is terrible. This is like wrong. I mean, you're supposed to like play acoustic guitar, ideally with no amplification, like in a nice big room with like a cathedral or a cave or something like that, or a nice concert hall. And so I thought that was morally wrong, but times changed, and I had a duo act with my buddy Raimundo Rosales, who we used to have a show on PATV called Hola, and we played Mexican music in Mexican restaurants, and Mundo moved away, and I no longer had somebody who played in rhythm guitar and singing in Spanish underneath me, so I thought, what should I do? So I got a looper. It was a big thing. It was also gray, but much larger, a boomerang. And I learned I could do things like, like this, like a. So I just played that, now I don't have to. I got my hands free. I can go, or it's something better than like a. Push the button again, it's erased forever. So I think my aversion is that you can get these devices. You've had these devices since the 80s where you have all the backup stuff programmed in. You can actually buy backing tracks, so you have drums and backup singers and everything, and it's like karaoke for performing musicians. And I thought, well, I'd rather work at the supermarket, and I have a certain amount of coordination, I mean, just from years of playing things of music, so I could probably straighten those cans of soup out on the night shift pretty well, So anyway, this thing doesn't store anything. So if I loop, I just played that just now. I just played my, like a. I just played that. I didn't buy it. And so forth. You can make a whole night of it, and I frequently do. So anyway. So this is my newest looper. It's a Ditto, a TC Electronics Ditto, and it wouldn't work for me. And I bought a new power supply yesterday, and just on a whim, I plugged it in, and it works fine. So I don't know. Anyway, so enough about that. Bob, do you have something for us? We got to get a camera here on Bob. He's Craig could not be here as a contributor. Craig often delivers an essay. But Bob does too in his own way.
Well, I brought in a few quotations tonight.
All right.
Things people have said about music.
Okay. Hold on to your hat.
Well, Thelonious Monk said there are no wrong notes.
For him, there weren't. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know anything about music, but in my line, you don't have to. Elvis Presley said that.
That's good.
After Tipper Gore alleged that music incites people to bad behavior, Frank Zappa said, I wrote a song about dental floss, but did anyone's teeth get brighter?
Huh?
Louis Armstrong said there are two kinds of music, the good and the bad. I play the good kind. Decca Recording, rejection slip. We don't like their sound and guitar music is on the way out. That was about the Beatles in 1962.
Uh-huh.
Miles Davis, to the question, what is jazz? If you have to ask, you'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Germans pronounce Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
And we all thought this came from Phil, but apparently Mark Twain said, I'm told that Wagner's music isn't as bad as it sounds.
Uh-huh.
Bob Newhart said, I don't like country music. I don't mean to denigrate those who do. And for the people who do like country music, denigrate means put down.
That's right. I love that one. I love that one. I don't say it, but yeah.
Josh Billings said, music hath charm to soothe the savage beast, but I'd try a revolver. Oliver Herford. The Irish gave bagpipes to the Scots as a joke, but the Scots haven't got it yet. Howard Dietz. Composers shouldn't think too much. It interferes with their plagiarism. Apparently Igor Stravinsky agreed. He said a good composer doesn't imitate, he steals. Cole Porter. My sole inspiration is a telephone call from a producer. Xavier Cugat. I'd rather play Chiquita Banana and have my swimming pool than play Bach and starve. Harry S. Truman. My choice early in life was either be a piano player in a whorehouse or a politician. And to tell the truth, there's hardly any difference. Ringo Starr. I love Beethoven, especially the poems. And from Pete Fountain, you know it's funny when you're making money, people don't think you're playing jazz. Now when you're not making money, people think you're a good jazz musician.
That's right. That's how it.
That's all I have tonight.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's very good. Yeah. That's very good. Well, I might as well get this over with now. See, I was going to bring my guitar synthesizer with me, and do the whole thing because we're doing Trek Fest. I should announce. Donna's going to be up here in just a minute because it'll be ukulele time again. But Donna's part of the band, the Tribbles, also known as Tom and the Tribbles, and that came about because they asked.
When can people see Tom and the Tribbles?
Yeah, when can they see us? Okay, Trek Fest is on Saturday. I think Friday and Saturday, but we're going to be there Saturday from 11:15 to 1:15 in the park in Riverside, Iowa, which is a short drive south of here. My advice is take Highway 218, which is 380 becomes 218, Avenue of the Saints, very easy to get onto. Take it south, I mean, providing you have a vehicle, of course, that can go more than 40 miles an hour. And then you'll see turn up for Riverside, and it's pretty easy to find. You can't get lost in Riverside. Anyway, we will be on stage as Tom and the Tribbles. They asked me a couple of years ago for the name of the band, and it was always just a string band, the string band rehearsals. And this is sort of a nebulous group of people that come and go to play with me, special events, banjos and ukuleles, guitars, mandolins, string bass, accordion in extreme cases, and vocals. And we'll be doing anyway. They asked me I said, how about Tom and the Tribbles? And that was a joke, and then it stuck. So we'll be Tom and the Tribbles. And if you don't know, Tribbles are furry little creatures from a Star Trek episode. And anyway, so we'll be there and at Riverside Saturday from 11:15 to 1:15 on the main stage. So do you want to come up with a little ukulele there, Donna? We could have a music stand if we need one. There's one over there. I better. I don't think I even got my uke out yet. There it is. Of course I did. Should I plug this in? Or?
Hope so. I'm going to plug in too.
You're going to plug in? Okay, well, I'm going to plug mine in then. You can make that. You want to stand? You want to stand? Or
Yeah.
Okay, well, then fine. I'll yeah, hang on.
All right.
If I unplug that guitar and plug this uke in, I can be as loud as I want. Hold on a second. Let's see, I'll take this. Oh, Mama Don't Allow. Oh, yeah, all right. We're going to do this song. I think I'll be playing banjo on it.
There'll be more players at Trek Fest.
Let's play a G chord real quick just to make sure we're... Are you loud enough?
Loud.
Well, oh. Oh, good. What do you have on your? Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. That's fine with me. That's fine. It's wonderful. The more the merrier, I figure. Everybody want to grab something, you go ahead and, yeah, let's get this thing on the road, okay?
Mama don't allow no ukulele round here. Mama don't allow no ukulele round here. We don't care what Mama don't allow, gonna pick that ukulele anyhow. Mama don't allow no ukulele round here.
Let's do it again.
Mama don't allow no shaking music round here. Mama don't allow no shaking music round here. We don't care what Mama don't allow, gonna shake that shaker anyhow. Mama don't allow no shaking music round here. Don't allow no shaking music round here. Mama don't allow no shaking music round here. We don't care what Mama don't allow, gonna play that shaker anyhow. Mama don't allow no shaking music round here. Mama don't allow no tenor playing round here. Mama don't allow no tenor uke round here. We don't care what Mama don't allow, gonna play that tenor uke anyhow. Mama don't allow no tenor music round here. Mama don't allow no singing around here. Mama don't allow no singing around here. We don't allow no, Mama don't allow, gonna sing that song now anyhow. Mama don't allow no singing around here. Mama don't allow no banjo playing around here. Mama don't allow no banjo playing around here. We don't care what Mama don't allow, gonna pick that banjo anyhow. Mama don't allow no banjo playing around here. Mama don't allow no singing around here. Mama don't allow no singing around here. We don't care what Mama don't allow, gonna sing my heart out anyhow. Mama don't allow no singing around here. Thank you, Jason.
banjo player is somebody who knows how to play the banjo but chooses not to. Oh, a gentleman. I'm sorry. A gentleman is. I don't. Well, I won't be needing this. See if I can figure out how to put it out to the side here. A gentleman is somebody. Yeah. Oh. Sorry, it's a little out of tune, but actually it's more authentic this way, I think, if it's a little out of tune. Don't you think? I mean. Hang on, I'll get a strap here. So I really didn't know what to do. I mean, I was going to do something else, and it's not always easy to know what the right thing to do is. So I brought my banjo. Fill in your own joke. I think about the banjo. I like a banjo a lot. I've been playing banjo for some time. Not nearly as much as I play other things. I didn't have a banjo for many years. This mic on it. But it's an interesting instrument. It's very American because it's based on an African instrument. To this day in West Africa, they played things made out of gourds or hollowed out logs with a skin leather soundboard. People wonder at the top of the banjo, it says drum, And, the short string, this is an African thing. Now, the African instruments that I've seen on YouTube, because I spend a lot of time on YouTube, looking into the strings are usually on the other side, and they're basically fishing lines, what they use nowadays for strings. But Thank you. I couldn't keep it in tune. It's more authentic. I'm interested in the history of things that I play on, and banjo history is very interesting in a way, but it's kind of disconcerting because it was originally an African slave instrument brought over from Africa or fabricated here by people who built them back home. And that's disconcerting, but then around about the 1840s or so, the minstrel show became very popular, and that was usually white performers who painted their faces black and basically made fun of black people. And that was like the big form of entertainment in this country back in the old days. And that's kind of embarrassing too when you think about it. And so if you look at research banjo history, and there's a very interesting history. It was a very popular instrument in the 19th century. It got more respectable as time went by, but its early origins were basically, the minstrel show was making fun of black people, and there were a lot of white people who picked up the banjo because it was available and they could get it, cheap, and they had a cittern background, the English guitar, which is a little thing you strum and play from the British Isles, kind of related to a mandolin. So these poor white people adopted it also and made it theirs because it was available. And so there were serious white banjo players, and then there were these minstrel shows, which are, if you just research a little bit, you can become uncomfortable. At least I do, in a pretty big hurry. But anyway, so around the Civil War, they started putting frets on them, because before it was just a stick with some strings on it and a gourd. And I actually had a banjo student who bought a gourd banjo, and it was very interesting. It had no frets. So, the frets, of course, tell you where the note is and make a sharper sound. So it was a very interesting thing to play. She couldn't play it. She couldn't play chords on it because you have to have all your fingers in exactly the right spot. And I fooled around with, string bass and fretless bass guitar and cello and violin and stuff. So I kind of had an idea of how to put my fingers down in the right places. A very interesting thing. Hang on a second. Basically, it's a drum with strings on it, a drum that plays chords. That's what a banjo is. So I guess what I'm nattering on about is it's a very interesting instrument to me. It's hard it's hard. It's like a guitar. I can play guitar. I can research guitar and go way back in history without having to deal with racism and slavery and such things. A banjo I can't do that with. So anyway, it's very interesting to me. I know that Paula Deen has recently gotten in trouble for her comments and about the old plantation days. And I had just actually, right before I heard about that, I was reading about Aunt Jemima of pancake fame. And Aunt Jemima was actually a woman named Nancy Green, I think, who was born a slave in the 1830s. And then at the late 19th century, she became a spokesperson, a model and demonstrator for the pancake mix, self-rising pancake batter from a box that you could make very easily. And it was one of the early, prepackaged convenience foods was pancake mix. And so she would go around, and actually she did pretty well for herself. She made a lot of money. So the question is, is Aunt Jemima racist or not? Because they have a mammy. She's a mammy, which is a. But on the other hand, she made a lot of money and donated a lot of money to good causes for African Americans, who for education and so forth. And on the other hand, it's kind of embarrassing, racist sort of thing. But then again, it was kind of a bad thing. But then again, it was a kind of a positive thing because nobody was afraid of Aunt Jemima. Everybody liked Aunt Jemima. They trusted her to make good pancakes. So I was just mulling this over, because I do read a lot of stuff on the internets. And I don't know how I got into Aunt Jemima, because I don't even eat pancakes very much. But then, like the next day, I heard about Paula Deen getting in trouble for saying, basically talking about the good old days of slavery in the South. And I also heard she had type 2 diabetes, and she puts butter on everything and has made sweet tea so popular that it's McDonald's is selling it, which is basically a little bit of iced tea with I forget how many grams of sugar, but quite a few. So she's probably more guilty of promoting diabetes than anyway. I should play something on the guitar. Excuse me, the vibration is making my ukulele skitter across the. Thank you so much. Do you have, Mr. Skopinski, sir, do you have something to read? Do you have time to read it? Or? Well, read us a poem. There's a podium there. There's a mic here if you wanted to. You can't just sit here and I had to put you to work.
Sound, the people doing sound downstairs would probably be a little upset about that. So
bring your microphone, but.
So I brought in some Carl Sandburg, and it's interesting what you were just talking about. I should get in touch with this person, but there's a professor at the university named Corey Creekmore, and I interviewed him years back for one of my Bollywood shows because he's knowledgeable about Hindi cinema. But he, back 5-10 years ago, he got interested in the history of minstrelsy. And from what I understand, he found it to be a very interesting subject that had a lot of nuances, and it's not something I know much about. I also cringe at the idea of blackface and stuff. Our modern sensibilities can't accept that, but apparently he found layers of it that were, quite noteworthy. So I think as a project for a future reading is to see what he's dug up about the minstrel shows and maybe present that on Tom's Guitar Show. It also, I was reading through Carl Sandburg's poetry. Again, he was born in the late 1800s, and one of his poems is actually titled what is a very bad racial slur that was very unacceptable nowadays. That was the name of the poem. I mean, he lived during the time that Mark Twain was alive. Their lives overlapped, and of course, Huckleberry Finn is problematic for us for the same reason. I did read the poem. I didn't want to bring it here to the show, but I did read the poem. It is definitely a stereotype, but it's a well-meaning attempt at recognizing the strength despite their condition of being, in our society. So it's a very complicated thing, and So anyway, if I do find something out about the minstrels from Quarry Creek more, I'll present that.
Yeah, bring it to us. Yeah.
So anyway, so I brought 3 brief poems by Carl Sandburg. The first of these just caught my eye. It's named Adelaide Crapsey, or Cropsey, C-R-A-P-S-E-Y. I don't know if you've ever heard that name before. She was a poet, an American poet, and the reason I'm familiar with her was when I was studying composition at Rutgers years ago, I came across some poems of hers that I set to music for soprano and piano. And looking back, I think they were the best pieces I had ever written. I don't know why the poems appealed to me. They were fairly brief and to the point, and I really enjoyed those. So I did 3 poems of Adelaide Crapsey. So when I saw her name here, this caught my eye, so I decided to print this one off. And it's basically just an homage to her. I don't know if he knew her personally or just knew her from her poetry. I believe they were more or less contemporaries. But anyway, this is what he has to say about Adelaide Crapsey. Among the bumblebees in red-top hay, a freckled field of brown-eyed Susans dripping yellow leaves in July, I read your heart in a book. And your mouth of blue pansy, I know somewhere I have seen it rain-shattered. And I have seen a woman with her head flung between her naked knees, and her head held there listening to the sea, the great naked sea shouldering a load of salt. And the blue pansy mouth sang to the sea, Mother of God, I'm so little a thing, let me sing longer, only a little longer. And the sea shouldered its salt in long gray combers, hauling new shapes on the beach sand. So he quite clearly admired Adelaide Crapsey. And the second one here is titled simply Chicago Poet, and I think when you hear it, I think you'll know which poet Carl Sandburg is referring to. I saluted a nobody. I saw him in a looking glass. He smiled, so did I. He crumpled the skin on his forehead, frowning, so did I. Everything I did, he did. I said, hello, I know you, and I was a liar to say so. Ah, this looking glass man, liar, fool, dreamer, play actor, soldier, dusty drinker of dust, ah, he will go with me down the dark stairway when nobody else is looking, when everybody else is gone. He locks his elbow in mine. I lose all, but not him. And then finally, I thought this was kind of relevant because we're into summer now, but we're seeing so few of these. It's called summer stars. It's kind of a rare phenomenon this summer. Bend low again, night of summer stars. So near you are, sky of summer stars. So near, a long-armed man can pick off stars, pick off what he wants in the sky bowl. So near you are, summer stars. So near, strumming, strumming, so lazy and hum strumming. So it's a homage to something we're not seeing much of this year.
Hum strumming.
And I also picked it because of strumming in this Tom's Guitar Show. So.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry?
Shameless plug time.
Shameless plug for my...
what are we doing upcoming as far as performing and stuff?
Oh, me? Well, I'm playing the Mendoza Wine Bar in beautiful downtown Coralville, which you may know is part of the building that has the Performing Arts Center in Coralville, right there on 5th Street.
The building that puts the library in a shadow.
That's right. The shadow of your... Anyway, and then right across from West Music, which is a good place to be if you run out of supplies at the beginning of the gig. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing Thursday night from, say, 7 o'clock until 9:30 or so. And then Friday I'll be at Tuscan Moon, as I should be, from maybe 6:30 to maybe 10, playing guitar in the, we hope outside, in the patio area. Very nice thing, Kelowna, downtown Kelowna, right by the bakery. And then Saturday, I'll be with the Tribbles, Trek Fest, in Riverside, Iowa, at the main stage of the park there in the center of town, from 11:15 to 1:15, and then I'll be then I'm doing a wedding cocktail hour at the IMU. You are me? No, I am you. You are me? No. Anyway, at somebody's wedding cocktail hour after a wedding ceremony, and then somebody wants me to play at 126. A little bit later for an hour, which I don't know if I can do that gig or not. And then that evening, I'm planning to be in Kelowna at the Tuscan Moon. So I'm wondering if I can do 4 gigs in 1 hour. That would, one day. I mean, that would be 4 gigs in a day, that'd be like Kevin B.F. Burt, kind of like level of workmanship. So I'm doing at least 3 of these because I'm planning to be at the Moon that night. But
Have you ever done that before? Is this going to be your personal record?
I think I might have played 3 gigs in a day, and I've done a number of times when I've done 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was like one summer I did a lot of 2 because I was doing like a regular gig, and then I was doing like a children's like programming, like at Hills Elementary School, summer reading program. They have a thing, so I play banjo for some kids program, and the story lady would read a story, and I'd play banjo, and then I'd go and do the other gig later, you know. But no, that's yeah. I'm thinking well, I can't do that. I can't take this other gig on. It's a birthday party, surprise party, or something like that at a restaurant. But then, if I could do that and still make it and do at least an hour and a half of music at the Tuscan Moon, I'd do 4 gigs in a day.
You could buy another guitar, Tom.
Yeah, I could. Or I could make up for the fact that the lesson schedule is kind of thin and.
Well, let us know if all that pans out. That'll be a new record for you. So.
I'm playing Sunday also. There's like a nature conservancy type of thing, a little gig in near a school, but I think it's an invitation-only thing for donors to some conservation program. I'm going to play guitar for that Sunday evening. But yeah, so that'd be 7 gigs in 4 days.
Wow, that'd be pretty impressive.
So yeah.
Just. Well, I was going to mention with young Tom here, to do another shameless plug, I guess. He wears so many hats. Earlier, when the chorus was singing, he served as a page turner over there at the piano for a while. So it made me think of high school. I used to sit next to this kid in biology class, Mike Ryan, who was one of the most happy-go-lucky people I've ever met. But he used to take great delight when we'd have a substitute teacher. When they would pass around the attendance sheet, he would love to write things like Chuck Wagon, So we can add Page Turner to the little list of. Or if you work in the hospital, May Lennox, Ty Lenol, Ted Hose. Then the siblings, J Tube and Peg Tube. If you work in a hospital, you know what that stuff is. So.
We had one at the newspaper, I'm a Wanted.
Yeah.
What was that? I'm a Wanted.
I had a bunch of those. I can't remember what they are. I should write them down. But they're like musical pseudonyms that one could have. But there's a basketball player named was I Am Hip. I think that was his real name. So anyway.